Before we begin this video, I have a little warning. The beginning of this video may contain cuss words. Why? Because since it is a video that is heavily related to a kid show franchise, this video being Thomas the Tank Engine, I have to put cuss words in the beginning of the video to prevent this from being set for kids. Although I will not say any cuss words until I reach the first 30 seconds of the video because I do not want to get in trouble with YouTube, despite me not doing this for money. I have to say this because unfortunately the YouTube system is shit and the YouTube bots are apparently dumb ass. Anyways, I hope you all understand and enjoy the video. On November 22nd, 2013, I first got to meet my childhood hero, Thomas the Tank Engine, at the Strasburg Railroad in Bronx, Pennsylvania. Although this was the only time I got to meet him in my life due to the trip being hell for me because at the time I didn't have anything to prevent myself from being bored, such as playing on my Nintendo 3DS, which I didn't have until 2016. And my car didn't have any internet. It was worth going there, but I didn't go again. Not until 10 years later. After going through middle school and moving to high school, I got back into Thomas again, especially during 2020 because of you know what. Anyway, I was looking at Thomas videos and I saw Yo-Yo Evan's Day Out with Thomas videos before they got privated. It made me want to go there again. I was originally going to go in 2022, but due to you know what still affecting my country and also due to procrastination and personal issues, this didn't happen. However, the next year, I was talking about it to my parents, and they agreed. However, I wasn't the only one coming along with my parents. My little sister went on board with me. My little sister also loves Thomas, so that was when it would be her first time seeing her hero, while this would be my second time. Before we go on with my trip, here are some facts about the Strasburg Railroad. The Strasburg Railroad is the oldest continuous railroad in the United States, first established in 1832, and later became a tourist railroad thanks to Donald E. L. Halleck, Henry K. Lawn, and their group of rail fans, who acquired the railroad in 1958. However, despite the change to this railroad, it still retains the original identity and name. It is home to many steam locomotives which include Canadian National number 7312, later renumbered to 31, which was the first steam locomotive to return to revenue service and also the first to be part of the Heritage Railroad in 1960. It is a 060 engine and it's the second oldest steam locomotive they own, being built in 1908. Another one is the Great Western Railway of Colorado number 90, known for hauling sugar beet trains. It was acquired in 1967. 90 is the largest steam locomotive they own, being a 210 decapod engine, and is one of the 2 decapods to still be in operation in America. She is also the youngest steam locomotive they own, being built in 1924. She is also considered a fan favorite to many. Another engine they acquired was Canadian National number 89, a 260 engine built in 1910. It was acquired in 1972 by the Strasburg Railroad. She is also the fastest locomotive that the Strasburg Railroad owned, going max speed of over 65 miles per hour. She is occasionally the go-to engine for smaller trains. The next engine was Norfolk and Western number 475. It was then acquired in 1991 and became the oldest locomotive they own, as this locomotive was built in 1906. And it is the second largest steam locomotive they own, as this locomotive is a 480. She is also the only operating 480 engine in America. This locomotive was also a movie star, as she was featured in Thomas and the Magic Railroad, portraying as the Rainbow Sun. Norfolk and Western 475 may be the hardest to operate according to Strasburg Railroad employees, but she is still very useful for passenger service, freight service, and other use, which might make this locomotive a go-to to some workers. And last but not least, Strasburg Railroad's very own Thomas the Tank Engine. Yeah, I know die-hard Thomas fans, especially the fans from the UK, are gonna say, "That's not the real Thomas! He's not supposed to have a cow catcher! He has this eyesore cylinder near his wheels! It bothers me!" I get it. I understand. Just calm down. There is just something that makes Strasburg Railroad's Thomas replica so special. It is the only working steam locomotive replica of Thomas the Tank Engine in America, as the other replicas in the US are dummy units. And the backstory behind this engine is absolutely phenomenal. Back in the day, this engine looked like this. Its original identity was Brooklyn Eastern District Terminal number 15, which is a 060 tank porter engine built in 1917. Did you know that this engine was the basis for Porter in the CGI era of Thomas & Friends? Although the Thomas & Friends Character Encyclopedia says that a similar engine, WKNS 65, was the basis for Porter. What's funny is that in 2004, WKNS 65 got turned into the Brooklyn Eastern District Terminal number 15 for a while.
Coincidence? I think not!
Now, when Brooklyn Eastern District Terminal number 15 was moved to the Strasburg Railroad in 1998, there were already some problems that the railroad had with this locomotive. The water tanks for this locomotive were too small to go on a round trip, unless they constantly fill it up with water, which would result in a boiler explosion. Now, the Strasburg Railroad had no idea what to do with this engine, but one individual came in, and everything changed. Who is the individual, you might ask? Who else but Britt Allcroft herself? When Britt Allcroft asked permission to film at the Strasburg Railroad for Thomas and the Magic Railroad, Strasburg Railroad's president at the time, Ling W. Modiner, agreed. As an exchange and with the ideas of the people who work here, they offered an idea, which is change this little porter engine into Thomas the Tank Engine. Britt was delighted and allowed it. They got to work, and BEDT-15 was turned into Thomas. He was then first put into service on April 29, 1999, and the first few days of Day Out with Thomas can be seen on the 10 Years of Thomas VHS and DVD. In my opinion, it almost looks accurate to the TV show counterpart of Thomas. Almost. Back in the day, he had a model face and only his eyes moved. But in 2014, Thomas later got a different look to fit the CGI era. He has an animatronic face, which not only makes his eyes move, but his mouth moves as well. He even talks!
Well, bust my buffers! What a special day! I love the island of Sodor, but it is a great adventure to join you in your town for a day out with Thomas. I'm really excited to be with all my friends. I hope you are all having as much fun as I am today.
I have a video that shows a better analysis of the history of this engine by Thomas DOTD. Please go check out this video if you haven't already. Anyway, out of all the 5 engines I talked about earlier, only 7312 is not operating due to her inspection and overhaul since 2009. The other 4 engines, on the other hand, are operational, although BEDT-15 can only be used for Day Out with Thomas events. They also owned another steam locomotive, Canadian Pacific number 972, which is a 460 engine, who has seen better days. But they also own a rare Lancaster, Oxford, and Southern Doodlebug car, numbered 10, 2 diesel switchers, New York Central number 8618, and the adjacent Topeka and Santa Fe Railway number 1235, 2 Plymouth switchers numbered 1 and 2, as well as 2 mini trains number 3 and 9, which number 3 is the operating one. Locomotives that were formerly part of the railroad include Pennsylvania Railroad number 1223, Pennsylvania Railroad number 8063, later renumbered to 7002 to honor the scrap locomotive that hit a world record, Rennie number 1187, renumbered to 4 by the Strasburg Railroad, and last but not least, Pennsylvania Railroad number 9331, later renumbered to 33. Now back to Thomas. I mentioned that in 2014 Thomas got the ability to talk. Well, in that same year, Strasburg Railroad made a dummy replica of Percy. He also talks as well.
It's me, Percy, the number 6 green engine coming in. What a great day! I'm so excited to see you at Day Out with Thomas.
Percy would join Thomas in various different locations across the United States. In 2019, one of their diesel switchers, New York Central number 8618, got turned into the Thomas character named Mavis. Mavis! The reason is that this diesel has the same paint color as Mavis and its shape looks similar. Not identical though. When the workers saw the resemblance, they decided to turn 8618 into Mavis by putting her name sticker, cover the word Strasburg with black tape, and put the Farquhar Quarry Company Ltd sticker on the locomotive, then put Mavis's face on the locomotive, and done. It worked really well. Mavis was first introduced to the Strasburg's Day Out with Thomas events in October 2019. 8618 would later get her original appearance back once the Day Out with Thomas event was over. The year after, crew employees believed Strasburg number 2 looked like Rusty because of the orange paint that they put on this little guy years ago. So they decided to make this engine look like him, and it worked really well. Rusty was introduced in the Day Out with Thomas events in 2020. Although Strasburg number 2 will later get his original appearance back once the event was over. Out of all Day Out with Thomas events, Thomas would be there for all the events. I mean, duh.
Who else were you expecting?
Percy would be in many different Day Out with Thomas events, but not all of them. While Mavis and Rusty can only be seen on the Strasburg Railroad. Strasburg, Pennsylvania is the home of not just the Strasburg Railroad, but also the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania, National Toy Train Museum, a model train store called Choo Choo Barn, and the Red Caboose Motel. No wonder people call it the Train Town USA. Alright, that's enough facts for now. Let's get to the good stuff.
2 hours later.
We finally arrived at the Strasburg Railroad. It gave me a hella ton of memories once I showed up. I saw Percy and Mavis, but no Thomas yet. I saw some Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania equipment like Amtrak AEM 7 number 915 and Pennsylvania Railroad GG1 number 4800. I then saw Canadian National number 89 for the first time.
Wow. Look at this beast. That's my first time seeing 89 in real life. Wow. Beautiful.
It is a pretty locomotive and a sight to see. I do apologize that this picture is too bright. I also saw 475 getting inspected and 90 in the shed as well. It was amazing seeing this locomotive again after 10 years. And finally, the best part. The biggest celebrity arrives. Thomas is here! It was such an amazing sight to see, reuniting with the hero of my childhood after 10 long years. I also saw the mini train and was surprised to see Sir Topham Hatt at a different location. In 2013, I saw him in the Imagination Station if I can recall, but this time he was near the toy store. I then saw Rusty and we decided to go to the toy train store and my little sister decided to buy this. Yeah. Yeah, it is an All Engines Go product.
What's All Trains Go? Is that the?
You mean All Engines Go? That's the terrible reboot.
That's the reboot that you hate. Oh, you're
You
loving
you
this.
see how his face is different. It's more
Yeah.
cartoony.
Yeah, but I'll still allow it.
I don't think it's up to you.
I allowed it though because I don't want to be an ass to my little sister. This is probably going to be the only All Engines Go toy in my home. She only bought it because of the silly face that Thomas makes. She is not a fan of the reboot but thought it looked silly, which is why we bought it. It now sits in my room despite the fact that I despise All Engines Go because of how unrealistic it is. And, in the words of Wilbert Audrey, you can't do it! At the beginning of the ride, I managed to get a good view of 90 and saw the Doodlebug car for the first time along with Santa Fe number 1235. I got to see 89 pass by as well. And about those disassembled engines over there, the one in the middle is Canadian Pacific number 972, which I mentioned earlier. The one to the left is Sugar Pine Lumber Company number 4, later became Pacific Lumber 37. It stayed at Strasburg until 2023, and it was the only time I saw this engine, as this engine was sent to the Age of Steam Roundhouse later that year, the same place where Rennie number 1187 was sent. 1 year later, it was cosmetically restored. The one on the right to 972 is Long Island Railroad number 39, where it is currently undergoing restoration. I was waving at a bunch of people, music was also playing, and thankfully all of the music is from the original show and not from All Engines Go. Phew. Although almost all songs during the ride are from the CGI era, which I don't mind. A few bangers were playing. The only classic song that played was He's a Really Useful Engine. Not the Adventure Begins version, I am talking about the original. Now, I can't play the songs that are playing in the passenger cars because I don't want to get copyrighted. Also, let me tell you that out of all the 3 trips I went to Strasburg, this was the only time I was able to go to Paradise, Pennsylvania. You know, the place where you might see an Amtrak train. Unfortunately, no Amtrak trains during my ride, but still cool to see Thomas in all of his glory. Also, the reason why there are paint splashes on him is because of the theme of the tour, Let's Get Colorful.
I know, I'm insane. Hey, Thomas!
I then took a few more videos of Thomas and then we went home. I also appeared on Virtual Railfan, which is a really cool and good way to end on that day. Although I did wish I got to see Norfolk and Western number 611 that year, but she already left Strasburg before the Thomas event started. Oh well.
We love you, Thomas!
The next year, I finally graduated high school. To celebrate this amazing achievement, we decided to go to Strasburg again, not just to see Thomas again, but also to go to the Railroad Museum nearby called the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania, which celebrated its 50th anniversary the year after I visited. We didn't get to go to the museum the previous year, so we decided to go there along with the National Toy Train Museum. How are we going to do it all in 1 year, you might ask? Well, stay at the Red Caboose Motel, of course. So, here we go. When me and my dad first showed up on the 19th, we saw that the Strasburg Railroad was already getting prepared for tomorrow, judging by Percy and Rusty being out, and even Thomas. I saw Canadian National 89 when I came here, and also saw Plymouth number 1 in the yard. I saw 475 in the shed looking good, and I even saw 7312. I hope that this locomotive gets restored in the future. Now, 90 wasn't here because of her 1,472-day inspection and overhaul. But don't worry, she came back the year after, which we will get to later. Also, during this year, 89's whistle sounded different. Instead of her usual PRR 3-chime whistle, she uses a B&O 3-chime whistle instead. After Canadian National 89 left the station, we decided to go to the Railroad Museum in Pennsylvania for the first time, and holy crap, it looks amazing. I got to see a lot of amazing pieces of equipment, including mini engines of the Pennsylvania Railroad, replicas of the John Bull and John Stevens, a Shea, Climax, and Heisler, the newly acquired Philadelphia and Reading rocket, 2 fireless steam locomotives, a Conrail engine, number 2233, the Yolamana, Reading 1251, Tahoe, and so much more inside the museum. They also have a train simulator which is inside of a cab of Norfolk Southern 2898. They also have a bunch of cool train facts, and they even have a solar board which used to belong to the Philadelphia station. It was the last solar board to retire, retiring in 2019. They also have a Lehigh Valley Bell, a snowplow just like how Strasburg Railroad has one, and a cab model of Reading number 2100. Out of the 5 steam engines outside, which are 6755, 520, 3750, 7688, and 1670, the engine I didn't get to see was 1670, due to her getting a cosmetic restoration at the time. If you want to see the list of the locomotives that they have at the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania, I will put a link in the description so you can learn about the equipment that they own. Then we went into the National Toy Train Museum, and it was filled with toy trains.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
I saw a model train of the Flying Scotsman, B&O 5300 aka President Washington, a Lego Hogwarts Express, a Lego Amtrak, the Markland Wonder Wheel, and 3 different models of Thomas, one from Lionel, one from Bachman, and one from Hornby. After a long day, we stayed at the Red Caboose Motel so we could stay tomorrow and see Thomas.
The next day.
Hey, Thomas!
The first day of Strasburg's Day Out with Thomas 2024 has begun. The Pop on Board tour was the theme, which might explain why there are a lot of bubble stickers on Thomas and Percy. Also, instead of saying hop on board, it's pop on board because of the bubble theme.
Get it?
I don't get it.
Before we hopped, or popped on board to the Thomas ride, I don't know what to say, I went to the toy train store and got an exclusive wooden railway Thomas. And in the general store, I got a cat plush that belongs to me and my little sister. The cat's name is Cassidy, and it is created by T.Y. Now, there was something that I really wanted to do. Get close to Thomas by going on the Hello Dolly coach, which I didn't get to do last year, and my wish came true.
I cannot believe it. I'm getting this close to Thomas. This is absolutely crazy. Oh, that thing's in the way.
What do you think? Ready to go sit back down? Anthony, come on, buddy.
I took a selfie with Thomas and got good pictures of the little blue engine, and I was also joined by a few rail fans, who are Gary and Ryan, who run a YouTube channel called The Train Board, and I also met another YouTuber named Milky Fox, or Fox for short. During the beginning of the ride, I heard 89 and Thomas did a shave and a haircut, which I unfortunately didn't get to record because I was hanging on, but thankfully the Train Board did, so I will play it here. How awesome is that? Anyway, I had a good time talking with the rail fans who were with me, and just seeing Thomas up close while running is so surreal. Am I the only one who finds it cute? Just look at him go. Now, one major thing that disappointed me was that Thomas wasn't able to go to Paradise, Pennsylvania. It stops at Groff's instead. At first, I thought it was Mattel who did it, which would be to the surprise of nobody. But it wasn't Mattel that caused it. It was actually the decision of the Strasburg Railroad. Why? According to Ben Benson Studios, he asked the conductor why Thomas can't go to Paradise, Pennsylvania. And the conductor said that the Strasburg Railroad wants Thomas to get more photo opportunities, and also because of logistical reasons.
I want to take a last good pic of Thomas. Good work, Thomas. Good work.
Let's see if we get the echo this time.
Okay, this part you might want to cover your ears when he goes. Yeah, you might want to cover your ears.
Hey, that's new. You're doing a half hourly again, it seems? I guess we are doing a half hourly.
Yeah. I wish that we went to Paradise, Pennsylvania and see the Amtrak trains. That would be freaking amazing. This would have been one of the, this might be one of, this would be one of the best days of my life if that happens, but we can't blame them.
Strasburg is going back to half-hourly events.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be permanently though.
Which is a good thing, we don't know.
You know, I think you're a YouTuber. Are you a YouTuber? Wow.
Hey, Thomas.
Bye, Thomas.
Yes,
to
we
see
love
that.
you, Thomas. We love you.
It's good to see that the Strasburg Railroad is actually bringing back the old events, such as a half-hourly and maybe the boxcar ride.
Yeah, he's still doing the
You know, with the little speeder.
like
And then we're not sure yet, but they actually might bring back 10 back in service. The little doodle bug.
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, once a reminder, just please keep all heads, arms, feet, and legs inside the cars for us at all times. Thomas will be passing us on the right-hand side of our train. For your safety, please keep inside the cars completely. Do not stick anything outside the cars.
I was truly expecting a half. I was truly expecting an hourly. But I guess that marks the halfway mark. Thomas will now be taking us back to the Strasburg.
Hey, Thomas!
Well, we're gonna pause it here and wait for Thomas and
But however, to make up for that, the regular train meets up with Thomas. I even get to hear Thomas and 89 whistling at each other.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, the train will be passing us on the track to our right. For your safety, please keep everything and everyone inside the cars for your safety. Thank you.
Yep, I can hear her. All right. Yep, she's coming.
You can have a close shot. When she's not connected. No, she's going right by.
Her whistle sounds different. Is it from a different engine? Because
Strasburg 89.
her whistle sounds different. Is it from another engine? Could be from 31 since it's another Canadian National engine, or it could be 39. I don't know. Oh, I heard Thomas whistle and 89 whistling. Nice.
Strasburg Thomas and Strasburg 89 whistle for each other.
Nice, I got that. That time I got it.
Head on out.
All right.
And as you can hear it, 89 is coming right behind us.
Oh my God, that's
Here we
scary.
go.
Oh, okay, here she comes. Wow. That move scared me. I was not ready for Thomas.
That's 89 and Strasburg Thomas for you. I'm actually surprised they brought back the half hour ladies. I don't know why. Strasburg Railroad looks really
I was gonna go back inside, but due to the old engine score music playing, I'm staying outside.
Indeed, I did. I stayed and talked with a bunch of people and made some jokes like, for example, I saw a dummy unit of Thomas, then said which one is the real Thomas.
Oh, I'm out of battery, but I'll try.
One Island 39. There's 8618. I'm surprised that 8618 is not Mavis for some reason. I'm surprised that she's not Mavis. There's 1235, there's Doodle Bug. Wait, there's another Thomas? What? Oh my God! Which one is the real Thomas? I'm just kidding.
Thank you so much for riding.
We're riding on the only steam operating time.
Yep, that's right.
In the Strasburg workshop. Actually, being built by another locomotive.
Yeah, the only railroad
Here
that,
you can see the former 31 standard alongside number 1.
yeah, I haven't seen that in a long
Sad
time.
news is that the railroad has been repairing 31 ever since.
I still have hopes. I still have hopes. I still have hopes for 31. I still have hope. I see 475 over there. The Rainbow Sun from Thomas and the Magic Railroad is inside.
Probably.
Yeah, I think, yeah, because she's under an overhaul.
Shop is post-ready for 75.
Yeah, I really hope that 90 returns this year, hopefully. But we shouldn't rush it though, because they're working their best, so.
And now we have turned back into the Strasburg Railroad.
Yeah. Oh wow, there's a lot more people now. Oh my gosh.
And a medium-sized rope, and there really is
I then stayed for a while to make a few more videos and photos and we went home. All in a day's work. Unfortunately, 6 to 7 months later, something terrible happened. It had nothing to do with the event, but with a certain person. Britt Allcroft, the creator of Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends, had passed away. She passed on Christmas Day of 2024, which makes this even more heartbreaking. Although her death wasn't revealed until the beginning of 2025. Ever since I heard the news, I was completely heartbroken, and I wanted to cry so badly. I wish I got to meet her, but I never got the chance to. So that is when I wanted to make something to honor her and for giving me an amazing childhood by making a Thomas Anthem music video. That's right, I wanted to make a Thomas Anthem music video. However, I also wanted to go to the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad as well, because 1309 recently got repaired and got back into service, so I had to make a tough decision. I chose the Strasburg Railroad because doing it in June would be much easier than September, and there is still a chance I could see 1309 later. So, it was then decided. We went to the Strasburg Railroad on June 21st to do some filming. So where to begin on that trip? Well, I saw another famous steam locomotive, Chesapeake, Ohio 614, which was sent to the Strasburg Railroad by the RJD America Company with the help of CSX, Norfolk Southern, and Buckingham Branch Valley Railroad, so it could be restored. This locomotive is famous for being part of the Chessie Safety Express handled by Ross Rowland, the same guy who handled the American Freedom Train. Number 90 helped out to send 614 to the Strasburg Railroad, which was a nice addition because 90 was one of the steam locomotives that was part of Ross Rowland's HECO program. Speaking of number 90, I got to see her as well, in operation finally, after a long while. This time, number 90 got a different paint scheme than last time. Her new paint scheme references her look from the 1990s, no pun intended. Also, Thomas makes a grand return to celebrate the 80th anniversary of his franchise and his 30th visit to the Strasburg Railroad according to the Strasburg Railroad website. And did I get to be on the same passenger coach just like last year? Yes!
Oh my gosh. I could do a good Thomas impression, actually.
Let's hear it.
I met up with a random family who are big Thomas fans, and they were talking about that Thomas sounds very shy because, unfortunately, they haven't heard Thomas talk in a long time, probably due to the speaker being busted. So I said, I could do a Thomas impression, and I showed them my impression. Fizzling fireboxes! Sir Topham has been keeping us engines very busy. I just couldn't wait to join you here today. We're all gonna have a great adventure. Thanks for making me feel so special. Once I did it, that family was amazed by my voice. And let me tell you one of my secrets. I love voice acting and acting in general. So if you want me to be part of your Thomas fan project or EAS scenario or anything related to my hobbies, I will be delighted to be part of it. Also, here's something funny. I unfortunately didn't get to record it, but, in one of LEGO Master 365's videos where he gives Thomas a boop on the nose, well, someone else tried to do it, and then all of a sudden, Thomas whistled loudly. I was laughing my ass off when that happened, and I bet Thomas had a good laugh as well. Anyways, all aboard the party train!
Hold on tight!
At the beginning of the ride, I got a better look at CNO 614 and the Doodlebug car. Then I saw 90 passing by Thomas, which in my opinion, not counting Thomas, 90 is my favorite Strasburg locomotive because it's big, the bell and whistle sound beautiful, and it's kind of a unique train. Also, did you see Santa Fe 1235 while I was talking? Well, surprise, surprise! This locomotive recently got a new coat of paint, which is black, just like New York Central 8618. I also saw a recently acquired Norfolk Southern passenger car for the first time up close. If it gets restored, what would they use it for? Tell me in the comments.
Out for the train.
especially if you're like a 67 picture you're trying to take when he's ready.
Once again, you are a really useful engine.
Okay, I want to go sit down.
Listen to the signal. That will tell you. We're moving now.
He's gonna come back.
He's with us.
He's gonna come back.
He's not coming for us.
No, he's not coming for us. He's on the other track, thankfully. We love you, Thomas.
I know. It's been coming for like 15 minutes now since everybody's been saying it'll get here when it gets here.
I can't go far. I don't want to be in anyone's way.
Alright, hold on. I gotta call you back. Oh yeah. Come on, bye. 90's going.
Okay.
90's going.
It's not like you're gonna miss it.
It was interactive.
Here it is. I see it.
I can't see Tommy. 90's coming. Thomas is coming. No, 90. It's 90. 90 is coming.
I think I heard Thomas whistle.
I can hear him. Thomas.
You better hang on.
Oh, I will come on this side.
Oh yeah, 90's gonna be over there.
Let's go.
Well, the with white letters, but now her paint scheme is now fitting to her back in the 1990s. That's her 1990s paint scheme.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that scared me last time I was there. So yeah, I was prepared. I was prepared.
I did not think we were going to take it that much time.
I was prepared. That scared me last year. So
Okay.
Oh my goodness!
I was expecting that.
After the ride, I went to the toy train store to see what they had. I didn't buy anything, but they did have an 80th anniversary motorized Thomas toy. Although they didn't have the wooden railway Thomas toy, the exclusive one, because apparently, according to the Thomas Wiki, it was exclusive to the UK. I don't know why. Anyway, the TV in the store was playing Soder's Legend of the Lost Treasure, which was acclaimed to be one of the best Thomas movies in the fandom. So, that's pretty cool. While I was in that store 2 years ago, Journey Beyond Sodor was playing. It was okay, better than Big World Big Adventures, or how my fellow rabbits say it, blah blah. Anyway, I went back outside to do some more filming. During that time, you wouldn't believe who I saw. I found the conductor from 10 Years of Thomas.
What the hell?
Yep, I am not kidding. Ever since I saw Yo-Yo Evan's 2022 vlog where his friend found him, I remembered what he looked like and I heard his voice and sounded just like how I remembered in that video. So I walked towards him after he finished speaking to Thomas's crew and said, "Are you the conductor from 10 Years of Thomas?" He said, "Yes, I am." My reaction, I was filled with happy emotions. I even took a picture with him. He was so kind. Still working here for years and still can't forget the legacy behind his interview. What a guy. I wish him the best. I also got to see Sir Topham Hatt just to say hi, and after taking a lot more photos along with one more video of Thomas returning to the station, I then called it a day. See you soon, Thomas. Hopefully I'll see you next year. So that was it. Those were my times at the Strasburg Railroad. 3 years in a row. Crazy, right? Like I said, most of the footage would be from my videos. However, there might be some footage that I really want to use from other YouTubers, but I fear that I might get in trouble. So, calling all Thomas fans and rail fans. The footage I want to use are for the following people shown on screen. I really want to use footage from these YouTubers, but I don't want to get in trouble for copyright and be called a thief. So, if any of you are watching this, please can I use some of your footage to use for my Thomas the music video. I don't want to be called a thief like I said, which is why I am asking. I hope you understand. The deadline for my Strasburg Thomas the music video would be December 25th, 2025, a year anniversary of Britt's passing and also Christmas Day. However, it could come out earlier than expected, so please keep an eye out on my channel. Also, I heard news that Norfolk and Western 611 will be back in operation this fall. Yippee! It will be at the Virginia Scenic Railway, so can't wait to see her in action. That means I will have footage of 611 to myself soon, and I will see her in action for the first time. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video, or at least had a good time hearing some facts and seeing cool stuff that I saw. The next time I will come back to Strasburg is if either 475 operates during the Thomas event, with Chesapeake and Ohio 614 being back in operation, or if the Roundhouse of the Railroad Museum, Pennsylvania gets finished. I would be so down of going there once it gets finished. I would love to see Pennsylvania Railroad's locomotives, which include PRRE 6460, L1 520, B6 1670, K4 3750, M1 6755, and H10 7688, in their new cosmetic look, looking more beautiful than ever. Also, what would I do if I ever worked at the Strasburg Railroad? Well, I would make a plan for the 200th anniversary party. How? Well, by having as many locomotives displayed as possible, and even get Thomas is to be here, because he's one of the main reasons why Strasburg Railroad gains so many visitors. Another thing is to help restore 31 and 39 just in time for the celebration. I know they're already having plans of restoring 39 before the 200th anniversary, but I want 31 to be restored as well. And also, send Canadian Pacific 972 to a better home. She needs it. I have a few options of where 972 should be sent to, but I want to hear your ideas and why. Make sure you tell me in the comments down below as well. And also, if I also work here, I would definitely clean Thomas's face because of all the soot. Teehee. I wouldn't mind cleaning Thomas. I think I would actually have a good time. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy this. Stay tuned for my Thomas Anthem music video. And I will see you all later. Peace out, my fellow rabbits!